Hello and welcome to Father-Son Golf. In today's episode we're going to be talking about if a £130 rangefinder will do the job.
So welcome back to Father-Son Golf. We hope you're enjoying the videos that we're putting out. If they are,
then you need to subscribe to the channel and like it.
Absolutely. But today we're excited to bring you it's kind of a review of the Inesis 900 rangefinder. So this is sold by Decathlon and it is £130 or $200. And we want to know if at that price this is, worth a buy. Does it compete against the bigger names which are considerably more money? We'll bring you all the specs, and we're going to go outside and we're going to compare it against Dad's Bushnell. No flags to zap because we're not allowed on the golf course, but we've got Cowfield and all of Oxfordshire to go and walk out over. So we're going to go and give it a test and bring you some numbers on that as well. So that's a bit later in the video. But first of all, we'll have a little bit of a look at the specs of the Inesis 900. So the Inesis 900, as we said, is £130 or $200. It won last year's My Golf Spy Best Value Rangefinder Award. So kudos for that. If My Golf Spy are putting it up there, then it can't be bad. What's the range of it, Riley?
So it goes 5 to 1,300 yards.
So I don't think anyone's going to be driving it that far, but it just shows the capability of what it can do. But it's also, so the specific range parameters of it, so flag and trees.
So the flag and trees 350 and 700. So the flag is 350 and the trees are 700.
So that shows you a little bit more about where it sort of hones in on. So 350 yards, I'd like to think every now and then if there's a drivable par 4 up to 350 yards, I probably would want to zap that just to make sure. I've done it before, haven't I?
Yeah.
Drove the last loads of times.
Yeah.
So that gives you a good idea. I wouldn't really need it for anything more than that. Obviously the majority of shots are going to be within the 350 yards, I think, and for trees at 700 yards, well, maybe that's just for finding something in the distance, but again it shows that this is easily capable of picking up different targets, bunkers, trees around the course. It's got a magnification of, do you know what that is, Riley?
Magnification of ×6.
So ×6, the better or the more expensive versions, not necessarily better, often go up to ×7, but ×6 are really capable.
And it weighs 170 grams.
175 grams, Riley. So again, lightweight. It is pretty small and compact actually. If you look at it in Riley's hand.
So it's not that heavy.
It's not that heavy. It's easy for him, and actually this has a different option as well. So it also has the vibrating or the vibration mode. So when it picks up the target, but also if you just click that out, you can see it says slope activated. So this is actually a slope design or a slope rangefinder device, which means that if you, Riley may not know this actually, but if you point it up, it works out the angle, and obviously if the flag is a little bit higher, it means that the distance of that is a little bit further away, so it will add extra onto the yardage. So if it's 150 yards uphill and it works out the calculation, it may be 170 yards, so you know that you need to go from a 9 iron up to an 8 or a 7.
Instead of you pulling out the distance
now
without the slope.
If it goes downhill, would you need more or less club?
Less.
Yeah, so if it's 150 yards and you're pointing down the hill, it may be 130 yards, so then you put the 9 iron back in the bag and you get your wedge out. So we really like that. It's got, for the money, for £130 to have slope activated is really cool. So that's the specs of the Inesis 900 rangefinder. So really capable. It comes with a case.
Yeah, it comes with a case, and it's got a little thing here, so when you put it to your bag, instead of keep like opening it up and stuff, it's quick access to just like take it off
With a
and
bungee?
take it out. Yeah, and
a little clip for the bag.
yeah, and a little clip for the bag, so you don't need to keep coming out and out and in the bag.
So we're going to go and see how it performs against my Bushnell. So we'll go outside. So whilst we're out here, we are going to get a few yardages, aren't we, Riley?
Yeah.
So we're going to go for short, medium and some slightly longer ones. I don't know if we're going to get him to go 350 yards away, but we'll see. Right, so we've got a few targets behind us. We're just going to see the difference between the two. So we're going to go for should we go for the yellow digger? No, nothing golf related, but so the yellow digger is 189 yards away with this, and 188. So we've got a 1 yard difference between the two devices there.
So
We've got some trees over here. Should we pick that middle tree just there?
yeah,
So Inesis, 119 yards.
yeah.
What's that for you?
190
8
yards, 8 iron.
8
7
iron,
yeah. And let's
Gap wedge for me.
go for the really long ones in the distance.
Oh, that's 117. So again, 1 yard difference.
Yeah,
Right, we'll go really far in the distance now.
yeah.
Trees all the way in the distance. Okay, it's 594 yards.
Oh, I reckon I could drive that.
So it's a driver 2 iron. And 600 dead on with the Bushnell. So a few yards difference, but I don't think it really matters that far. Not bad.
No, they're really active.
So with the slope, if I had the slope with this one and I point it up to the tree, so it's saying it's 69 yards but with 79 yards of slope, so really good. And with this one you can change the viewfinder, so it obviously magnifies different ways depending on how you see through it, so that's a really good feature. The Bushnell has exactly the same. I know it's older and the new ones will be a lot smaller, but just to give you a bit of an insight.
Also, that one doesn't have the slope on it.
But you can't use slope in competition, can you?
No.
So no slope in competition. So, but obviously if I'm doing that, you can see it really easily. So cheating, not cheating. Should we see some flags?
Yes.
Okay, so Riley's just stood out there with the flag. I'm just going to use these, obviously trying to use the vibration technology just to pick up that flag. So got it at 79 yards just there. And 78 yards. So there is a yard difference between the two. It's not going to make it's not going to make much impact to my game. But obviously I don't know which one's right. Maybe this one because it's a bit old, maybe not quite as accurate. But for me, 1 yard tolerance, I'm more than happy with that. And the fact that it's got the vibration features and the slope, it's pretty good all rounder. So we're going to go back inside, do a bit of a conclusion, and as always, if you've got any questions, put them down below, and we'll feel. Here he is, he's back.
Hello.
And we'll endeavour to answer them. So you were 79 or 78 yards away.
Right.
So obviously we've spoken quite a lot about the Inesis rangefinder. What we haven't spoke about is what we always try and focus our reviews on, and that's juniors. So thanks for that, Milo. What do you think about juniors using rangefinders?
I think it helps them, like if you didn't know your yardages and stuff.
Is it easy to use for a junior golfer?
Well, not always.
And I think that is key. Is You want to try and keep the pace of play going with kids playing golf, and sometimes getting one of these out, trying to locate the flag. I know I've seen Riley locate a flag saying it was 250 yards when he had about 80 yards left to go. So you've got to be careful. Sometimes, you know, the equipment's absolutely spot on, but not all the time does the user get it right, do they, Riley?
No, because I'm normally like wobbling it around and I go.
So I think there's a little bit of give and take. Riley does use a rangefinder, and I'd say probably 8 times out of 10 he'll get the right yardage. But something to bear in mind with junior golfers, and Riley's got a GPS on his watch.
So I don't really need that anymore.
So that will give him a front, middle, and back yardage, and that would probably be enough for a junior golfer. So just something to bear in mind. Our thoughts on that subject. We always like to tie it into an element of junior golf, and we think that's quite important to understand.
Yeah.
So one of the core accessories that we've seen is Strapbird. It's a strap for your rangefinder, Velcro strap, goes around the outside, but it's got 2 really strong magnets that allows you to basically stick your rangefinder to anything metal. So whether it's your golf clubs or the side of a buggy cart, your garden gate. So Neve's going to show us how it works. It just sticks, and it's really strong and it'll just stick there, so really useful. And then just pull it off. See, it's quite strong, it's quite hard to pull off, isn't it? And obviously use your rangefinder for something else. Obviously you can sit it over the buttons or at the top, so multifunctional, so I can still zap end of the garden. Oh, what was it? 12 yards, so it's a little wedge. But yeah, we thought that would be something interesting that you may not have seen before. We hadn't seen it before, but we quite like the idea of that. So Strapbird on Instagram and other platforms. Go and give them a look. So hope you've enjoyed the review of the Inesis 900 rangefinder. Which one do you like, Neve?
That one.
Why?
Because of the colour.
I knew it because of the colour. £130, it's a bargain really. Does everything that most rangefinders do on the market. £130 cheap?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a rangefinder?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, when you can be spending up to £500 on a rangefinder, it's a lot of money. So we think it's really good value. We hope you've enjoyed the video. If they have, what have they got to do, Neve?
Subscribe to the channel and give a like.
Absolutely. And we'll hope to see you on our next video.
Yeah, see you in the next video.